As Hurricane Helene touches down, it has caused quite the disruption to park operations all over, not just the state of Florida, but also too the southern part of the country, impacting resorts and parks that you wouldn't necessarily think would be impacted by such a hurricane storm. And yet, apparently they are going down. Let's talk about it here on That Park Place. Hello and welcome here to That Park Place. My name is VashSky, the resident, usually resident theme park expert, but I gotta be honest, I am here with somebody who can give me a run for my money here. It is the one and only Marvin. I believe we're calling you Marvin Montanaro officially, but Marvin the Movie Monster, famously from Toontown TV.
It depends. For the purposes of this, it's Marvin the Movie Monster. But yes, on my headlines on That Park Place, it is Marvin Montanaro.
Gotcha. I love your articles, Marvin, and you've been doing fantastic work over there at That Park Place. This is a wonderful piece, I must say, because it really does place everything in one place when it comes to the disruptions that we expect to happen to the theme park operations in the central Florida area and beyond. I think this is just some excellent reporting by you. Here we go. That Park Place. Hurricane Helene causes closures at Walt Disney World, Universal Studios, and even Dollywood, September 26, 2024, by Marvin himself. What have you been hearing, by the way, Marvin, just from your perspective, before we get into the heart of this article? I mean, what are the conditions like in your neck of the woods? I want to be vague about where you live, but I
right now there's absolutely nothing going on right now. I'm actually down in the Central Florida area right now.
Gotcha.
I bounce around, but right now down in the Central Florida area, there's nothing happening yet. I think it's supposed to not hit till later. I don't think Orlando is going to get hit fully by it. Like, we're not going to be in the cone, so to speak, but I believe it is going to be kind of on the outer banks of it, which is still going to cause a lot of issues. It's still going to cause power outages. It's still going to be dangerous winds. People should still be sheltering and staying in place, but it doesn't seem like people are going to have to be evacuating the way they might have to in other hurricane situations around Central Florida. Now, folks in Tampa, that's going to be a much different story. Tampa is in the path of the hurricanes. So, you're seeing a lot of different things happening with attractions and things going on in Tampa as opposed to things in Orlando. As we'll talk about in the story, like Walt Disney World and Universal Studios are not even closing, during the day for this. We have some closures going on with some other experiences and some additional, hard ticket events that are going on, but not quite affecting park operations at this time.
Well, that's encouraging. Now, I know the size of the storm is very, very big. I believe the estimates
Category
include.
3.
Is it still a Category 3? I heard
I heard.
It is very large. I believe it actually the state of Florida itself might be encompassed by this entire thing. That's how kind of large this is. So I can understand how it would impact operations, definitely in the Central Florida area, but apparently beyond that as well. But we'll get into that in just a moment. As the southeastern United States braces for the arrival of Hurricane Helene today, a few of the area's theme park destinations are suspending operations in preparation for the storm. This includes Walt Disney World, Universal Studios Orlando, SeaWorld, Busch Gardens, and even Dollywood. That's right, folks. That's going to be the Tennessee Dollywood right there, not even in the Central Florida area.
Right.
Walt Disney World and Universal Studios are sitting right in the middle of a tornado watch that will remain in place until 8 p.m. on Thursday, September 26th. However, both theme park giants are keeping the regular parks open, as you just astutely pointed out there, Marvin. For the duration of the storm, it should be noted that a tornado watch doesn't mean a tornado is imminent. It only means that the potential for a tornado to form exists.
Yeah, the conditions are pretty much ideal for
Gotcha.
a tornado to form, but it doesn't actually mean it's going to happen.
I see. Good distinction there for sure. Walt Disney World will keep all 4 of its theme parks open today, including Magic Kingdom, Disney's Hollywood Studios, Epcot, and Disney's Animal Kingdom. However, Disney's Typhoon Lagoon water park is closed for the day, with operations resuming on Friday, September 27th. The House of Mouse has also closed a few additional experiences, including the Savor of Savannah, Up Close with Rhinos, Walking with Giants, and Wild Trek tours at Animal Kingdom. Disney's miniature golf courses will also close for the day. I'm pretty sure, yeah, you got to keep those animals safe.
Yeah, well, those those are primarily outdoor experiences. I think when it's if it's going to be raining terribly, I've done Savor with the Savannah, for instance, so I could not imagine that in torrential downpour rain. I think it's partially for the animals and partially just to preserve the experience. You don't want people to not get their money's worth, I guess.
Oh, absolutely. I can agree with that assessment for sure. Tonight's Mickey's Not So Scary Halloween Party in the Magic Kingdom has been canceled. That's kind of a rough one because people come in from all over the country, I would assume.
Oh, yeah. All over the world.
Yeah, in order to make those nights, and they dedicate resort time for those events specifically. Mickey's Not So Scary Halloween Party also completely sold out this year, correct?
I believe so. Yes, it's been moving pretty extensively, which I almost kind of hate to see because Disney ups the price of it every year, and every year they up the price, and every year it sells out, which you can guarantee means next year they're going to up the price again.
That's the whole that's the turntable that we are on. Fantastic. But I see you've also cataloged some historical data for us to go by. This is amazing stuff. Walt Disney World has closed for hurricanes in the past, including Hurricane Floyd, September 1999, Charlie, August 2004, Francis, 2004, Jeanne, 2004. I hope I got that right there. Matthew, 2016, Jean, Irma, 2017, Jean. Yeah. I very much apologize.
Ian.
2022.
Yeah, it was Ian. That was Ian 2 years ago. I remember when that closed. So I was like, what the heck happened in August of 2004? Apparently there was a 6-week period where Florida got hit with 4 hurricanes.
That is so crazy. That's so insane to me. I mean, that's I'm sure it caused extensive damage, and I'm sure it upended a lot of operations across the state, not just with the theme parks alone. But man, oh man, that is crazy. That's a lot. And actually, before we started the show on that Park Place, the live stream that is, we got information, I believe, 20 minutes prior to showtime that Halloween Horror Nights over there at Universal Orlando Resort was actually canceled for the night. I think that took you by surprise, right, Marv?
So when I had put the story together and uploaded it onto the site, Halloween Horror Nights was still a go. Like, they had put out a graphic and everything saying Halloween Horror Nights tonight is still a go and everything's good. And then right before we went out, it went down. The official Halloween Horror Nights Orlando Twitter account tweeted the embedded tweet here, and I had to go in the beginning of the show and make an update to this article because breaking news breaks.
Of course, absolutely. And it looks like the 2 theme parks will remain open. Volcano Bay is closing, but the Halloween Horror Nights definitely took, I think, a lot of people by surprise, and I suppose it's understandable. But man, that's
and also you can say you can almost say accurately two of the 3 Universal theme parks are open because Universal doesn't make the distinction the way Disney does between the theme parks and the water park. They consider Volcano Bay its 3rd theme park.
That's a fair point. Which
I don't know if it's really fair to do, but then again, I think a lot of other places have that as well. So and Volcano Bay is impressive enough to be considered a 3rd theme park, I think.
Oh, sure. I can see that. I think it surprised a lot of people that when Universal originally touted the opening of that Volcano Bay, that they said it was like they considered it like a water theme park. It's quite interesting. SeaWorld Orlando and Busch Gardens Tampa. SeaWorld Orlando is also open as usual, but the company's water parks Aquatica and Discovery Cove will be closed. Both will reopen on Friday, September 27th. Busch Gardens Tampa will be closed today, along with its accompanying water park, Adventure Island. Both will reopen on Friday, September 27th. Now, I'm guessing Busch Gardens Tampa closing, it's probably a similar thing to Animal Kingdom.
Well, Busch Gardens is just a full-on theme park. I think it's got to close because Tampa is far more in the I don't think it's completely in the cone, but it's very close to it. And so that means it's going to be very dangerous in Tampa. And they're saying that it's going to be life-threatening conditions along the Florida coast. So they had to close Busch Gardens. They had no other option there.
It's very distressing, but understandable as well. This one, I think, is the biggest surprise on this list right here at Dollywood. I don't recall any history. I think we were discussing this before the show, actually. You were saying that you couldn't remember, and I definitely can't remember Dollywood actually closing for this reason.
No, not at all.
Wild. Dollywood will be closed today, as announced on the company's social media accounts. Important notice, the National Weather Service has indicated that Hurricane Helene is projected to affect our area over the next several days. As a precaution and for the safety of our hosts and guests, Dollywood Theme Park will be closed today, Thursday, September 26th. And there's obviously a message there that was delivered by Dollywood themselves. That's quite unusual. While the park itself is closed, the Dream World Resort and Spa, along with Dollywood's Heart Song Lodge and Resort, will remain open. Guests who purchase tickets for today will be allowed to use them on the next operating day. Request a refund. Well, that's quite nice. It's this one. Man, this is all the news that should be fun, but there's nothing fun about disrupting theme park operations. That's for sure.
I will say, if you are on a Disney vacation, for example, or Universal vacation during a hurricane, they say there is no better place to be during a hurricane than at one of these resorts in Central Florida. It is,
yes.
And at Disney, I remember during one of the hurricanes, Disney, I don't remember which hurricane it was, but they offered 50% off resort rooms to anyone who had to relocate.
Yeah.
So, there's activities for kids there, there's plenty of things to do and keep yourself occupied while also remaining safe during a hurricane in one of the theme parks. It's one of the things that they still do very, very well.
I think Disney, they offer, I believe, some kind of included meals or discounted meals for guests that are actually staying at their resort hotels and so forth. They accommodate pretty well the people there, so much so that I believe locals from around the surrounding area, if they feel that they're not necessarily comfortable in their homes, they will make the resort properties their home for the night or for the period.
I have a friend who lives on the Atlantic coast in Florida, and I remember for a hurricane a couple years back, she picked up her kids and went to Disney for the weekend, or went for a couple days while the hurricane was going on.
Yeah, I think your statement about them doing very well on this front, I think is absolutely accurate. Disney historically has done very, very well when it comes to accommodating guests, locals, and at the resort during these times, which is good. And honestly, to close this one out, I think I want to wish everybody, just a safe evening and a safe time.
Stay safe.
Yeah, while this hurricane makes landfall. Anything else that you want to include here, Marvin?
No, just, stay safe, stay dry. If you're in an affected area, don't be a hero. Take it seriously, even if you don't think it's going to be, that bad. Floridians have a Cat 3, come on, talk to me when it's a serious thing. But that's never a good mentality to have. You should always take it very seriously. You never know what's going to happen. One stray gust of wind, one tree that's just a little bit too onto one way, and you're dealing with a serious problem. So everybody stay safe.
I would agree with those sentiments entirely. Thank you so much, Marvin, for joining us on a little bit of an unusual That Park Place video, but hopefully you guys liked it. If you want to see more of this content, well, please go ahead and let us know in the comments. Not necessarily hurricane content, but just content between Marvin and myself, or content relating to theme parks, or maybe I don't know. We could handle natural disasters and the history of that, I suppose. But please let us know in the comments section what you guys want to hear. And if you like this video, please like this video. And don't forget to hit the subscribe button to That Park Place for all the news that should be fun.
Thanks for watching That Park Place News. For more information, consider checking out www.thatparkplace.com. And don't forget to subscribe, share, like, and send this out on your favorite social media accounts.